Hello, guys. Welcome to Thyview. Today is indeed a special day for us. Nagaram, Kaithi, Vikram and Master. ఈ సినిమాల డైరెక్టర్ లోకేష్ కనకరాజ్ ఉన్నారు. ఈ రోజు ఆయనతోనే మాట్లాడదాం. ఆయన సినిమాల గురించి తెలుసుకుందాం. ఆయన గురించి తెలుసుకుందాం. అండ్ ఆల్సో ఆయన సృష్టించబోతున్న లోకేష్ సినిమాటిక్ యూనివర్స్ గురించి కూడా తెలుసుకుందాం. ఆన్ దాట్ నోట్ నమస్తే లోకేష్ అన్న. హౌ ఆర్ యూ?
Hi, brother. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, Anna. First of all, congratulations on the monstrous success of Vikram.
Thank you, brother.
We want to talk to you. We have so many questions. We have so many things to ask, Anmada. Let us start, Anna. Based on the films that you made, you look like you're attracted to this crime and action genre, right? So, where does this fascination come from?
It is not exactly that I'm completely fixed into one particular genre, but what I would say is initially when you plan to do a film as your debut film, you will go with your safe bet, right? I mean, which genre you are so much attracted, so that you will do a film in that genre, right? So in that way, I started doing Nagaram and till Vikram, our 4 films, and I would say it is all crime related and action films, but still I had other stories as well. I wrote a fantasy film and I wrote a dark humor film, which couldn't be made for various reasons, and that is the reason that I've been keep on doing this action films, and probably after 2 or 3 films, then I'll take a break. I'll shift to another genre and see how it works.
And also, when did this fascination of films actually turn into you wanting to make films yourself?
Probably at the age of 26, I think.
Okay.
26, I think, when the short film culture started growing, when I say culture, it started growing at the time. We see everywhere people are shooting with the 5D at the time in 2010, 11, that time. So I thought of doing it, and I had a corporate short film festival was planned when I was working with the bank. So that I just want to try and see whether I can pull off a short film or not. And then it worked. And then I was more into films, not into bank or not into any other job after that. And that gave me a confidence, I can be a filmmaker. So
was it during this time that you formed your team, you got to know the cinematographers and your team, basically your direction team that is still with you?
No, at that time it was only employees. I mean, all my colleagues were with me bank, and I think they're still with the bank only. It's been more than 11 years that I came out, and they're still there. And initially, when you get into a field, you'll get to know all the people, right? I mean, you yourself will go and make friends with the same kind of field, right? So that you can share the knowledge as well. So in that way, one of my friend introduced another friend to that cameraman which I worked, and then we all became a fame. I mean, and then after that first short film, and we were a team. I met Philomen Raj, and he was an editor. He was assisting someone at that time, and I met Sel, who was the cinematographer of Nagaram, and I met Javed Riaz, and we all formed. And then slowly the group, I was in friends with all the other directors who are making films now. I mean, in this generation. So, and in fact, there is a flat named FOA in particular, and in that flat, in that room, we were 9 directors in one single room.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, all are one film whole. So in that way, we all started being a team.
In your previous interview, you said that it was actually Kamal sir who gave you that idea of Vikram and pushed you to do Vikram in a certain way. So what exactly did he pitch in?
He said completely write something for me and come. So I went into this dilemma, I couldn't figure it out which story I want to make with Kamal sir, because it was out of the blue, he calling me and saying, let's do a film. So I've never had an idea for him. And it took me 2 to 3 months for me to figure out what to do, what to write for him. And after a point, I was I had a story in mind, and I went and narrated it to him. And then I asked him after the narration, sir, is there anything else that you want to do? Because you had anything you wanted to do and you couldn't do in your career, in that way. And then he said, yeah, before 30 years, I was wanted to do a film, and that film never happened. And what was the idea of the film, sir? And then he said, it's all about an expertise who can fake his own death, and he can come out on it. And that was the basic idea sir gave me. Death in the sense, he said, initially he'll be killed, But later only you'll be know like he can kill him anytime he wants, and that's what the idea. He said, then okay sir, I said this is very nice sir. Probably I'll write something and make it as my world, and I'll come back after 5-6 months. And he said, okay. And he hasn't done any mass films recently, like commercial films recently lately. And he's not an actor who sees, films in this way. And his school of cinema is completely different from what we are seeing. So my only agenda was to make him look like a mass hero in biggest action film. And after 6 months, I went and told him the story, what I had for Vikram.
And also, when did you decide that you could write Vikram in the world that you had already established with Kaithi? And also, this Lokesh Cinematic Universe is there, right? When did it actually spark you? Means like, was it there in the first draft, or did it come much later?
No. When I finished doing Nagaram, I was supposed to do another film with, with Varrow Production company. And
Mhm.
when I was planning to do that film never happened. But at the time when I was planning, I had this idea of bringing back the character that came in Nagaram. Like
Okay.
in Nagaram, there will be one character named Winning. And in the film, at the end, he'll say that he want to go to Maldives, and that is the only idea for him.
Okay.
So, uh, what if bringing that character to this film was the initial idea? And after that, that film never happened. And when I was initially started writing Vikram, I thought of blending it because of I needed a character very related from Bijoy, like from Kaithi.
Mhm, mhm.
And then I thought, okay, let's mix it and build a universe for us so that we can do a lot of films and characters. And I was like not completely confident in blending both the universe, but I just want to check myself with the people, like if the connect is still working, so that I can do
Mhm.
a lot more. And after writing it, and it is not that easy to mingle two films because that footage is with another producer, and you need to get a lot of NOCs and a lot of actors involved, so that it is a process. Like when I told the idea to Kamal sir, and Kamal sir said like, yeah, this is what you have to do in future for yourself, so do whatever you want, we'll talk. And then only it started. And regarding this LCU, there is no such term named LCU. I didn't do anything. I all of a sudden found LCU in the social media, and it was like viral that day. And all my assistants sent me also, and then I thought, okay, let's keep it. That's it. That's how LCU.
Okay. If I may ask, can we know like how many films that are going to come in this LCU?
Seriously, I don't know, brother. Seriously, I don't know. I'm just figuring it out, like how the films can be lined up, and I just don't want to stuck with the universe alone, doing only films with for this universe, like related to the drugs and guns. So in that way, I don't know, brother. Probably another 4 to 5 films with a perfect end film. Like,
Let's talk about Vikram in detail. The first thing is, I am a huge fan of biryani, and it
okay,
looks like so you are also. So, where does this fascination of biryani come from?
everybody else, like, I also love biryani, but
Mhm.
um, it is just the scenes, like, in all, other than Vikram, when I was doing the scene needed a biryani scene because uh, again, Munishkan sir will offer that boy to make him eat. And in Kaithi, when I was writing and with all the RDs and R&Ds and all, usually what if someone comes out and he sees a biryani and he's been in prison for so long, so that he'll eat biryani. That's also script demanded for it. And again in Master, Seduna, before killing them, he'll treat them with a biryani. And all three were not written intentionally that I should do a scene with biryani. But for Vikram, when I had that scene, I thought of making it a biryani scene wantedly. And this is the first thing for biryani lovers.
Okay, so now let's talk about Fahad Fazil. He was brilliant in the film, and his arc was also like wow. And one thing about Amar is that his identity is as anonymous as it gets. It is like he's wearing a mask in his real life, but unfortunately, he turns into a guy who actually wears a mask. And also, this type of character development reminded me of Christopher Nolan. So, like, did you take any inspiration from his films about this particular character arc?
Batman trilogy is one such. I mean, those three films are something else that I always have fascination for, and I'm hugely inspired by all three Batman films. So in that way, probably I might have inspired in writing that character also.
Okay, and coming to Kamal's gang, they all are professional agents, and their action also seems like stylized. And if you see them, all of them has worked for certain number of years above the law with some amount of freedom. And after staying in the underground, staying away from everything for quite number of years, they get back to the thing, and they get back to the thing in style. Means like they hijack a wedding, they throw smoke bombs, and then they put knife to the bride, and they create havoc, right? So
Yeah.
my question is that, is it all that they are doing for the greater good, or is there some part in them that was actually enjoying all this chaos that they were creating?
No, it was for the theater moment.
Okay.
Yeah, they could have done it very silently, like sneak in, kill him, leave. It is for made Kamal sir look like he was actually dead in the film, and there are very little scenes in first half for him. So that was a bang that I gonna show Kamal sir for the first time after a long time. So it has to have that bang, and to have that bang, then you need at least 20 to 25 minutes of build up. Like that adrenaline pump before you. So I was trying to create that.
One technique that I absolutely love in your films is that your supporting actors, they're really unconventional. For suppose we take Napoleon in Kaithi, and that small kid in Master, and now Agent Tina, who is a woman in Vikram. All these are like perceived as weak in the society. So how did you arrive at this subtext of bringing them as the main people for those particular moments?
That is one such excitement that makes you do films. And end of the day, when all the character names that you write in paper, and that has been shot and that has been shown to people, and people like that, and then the character turns like, if now Argentina is something which you can search in Google and find it out, and that is one kind of excitement, right? So I wanted to do that continuously in all my other films as well. Like not just by surprising audience, but just to make that artist, like giving them all the freedom, and get the best out of them, and make them solid actors, so that after acting in my film, then they will be booked, that there will be a confidence for them, like there'll be a lot of offers for them for other films. And that is something that gives me satisfaction, like once the film gets over, no, you'll have a lot of withdrawal effects and all with that film, and the only saving grace will be all the characters that you write, and the repeat calls from the same artist saying that this made my life, this made my day, and all those things. So that's one sort of excitement.
That's absolutely true. And coming to Vijay Sethupathi, to stand against someone like Vikram and Amar, the antagonist should be a beast. And Vijay Sethupathi's character was as ruthless as he was in Master also. But in Vikram, you tried to give him a human side by giving him a big family. And also earlier in the film only, he will mention about Rolex, that he is scared of him, that Rolex will kill all his family and all. While writing or while making, did it strike to you that I am letting this character drown? Like, will it affect the tempo of the film or anything of that sorts?
No, in when it comes to Master, I took so much of cinematic liberty. I know it is a very commercial film, and I
Mhm.
have Vijayna with me and Seduna with me, so that the film is already, people will come and watch that film. And I had that very little time to write also, so I took all the liberty and writing and all. And
Mhm.
that film, it will be like he'll be shown as badass and all. But when it comes to Vikram, more than villain, and it is a character. I mean, the Sandanam is a character, and I've shown a lot of side. Like he's married. I mean, he's married to three women, and he runs a clinic for the society to cover up what and all he was doing inside the. So, other than everything, he is a guy who takes care of his family, and he's someone, he takes drugs for his mood swings, like before killing and all those stuff. And that's how it becomes a character, no, more than showing someone as
Yeah.
super villain. And this is a character, and we all know there is main villain coming in the end.
Mm.
So, and that was like, you have to balance it and go.
You worked with Vijay Sethupathi sir in Master as well as in Vikram. So working with him in both the films, when it came to Vikram, like, did you see any particular efforts from Setu Anna for this particular character while preparation, or the questions that he asked you regarding the character and all?
We had a lot of research with this character, and there was one artist, and her name was Pooja Devari, and she's a good friend of mine. And she took care of the nuances which all Seduna used to do, and they actually practiced before when they come to sets, and even Seduna's way of walking has changed in this film. So like little nuances, and we started building that character in that way, so that how will he talk, like with the golden teeth and all. So everything, it had a lot of research, and Seduna has put a lot of effort to change himself. Like no one should see the actual Vijay Sethupathi which we used to see earlier, so that he was working for it a lot. Yeah.
Anirudh's BGM was fantastic in the movie, and you also know like the reception that the music is getting. And how did you land on this style of music for the music as well, and also for the OST? And tell us something about Anirudh's working style that we all doesn't know basically.
Ani, well, about writing music is like uh, I used to write listening to some OSTs. Uh,
Okay.
Without OST, I've never wrote anything, not even a word. Uh, by now, I've wrote almost 8 to 9 scripts. I mean, in all this past 10 years, but without listening to any OST, I could write. So when I complete writing, when I was shooting actual shoot, I'll check with the same music, like what I used to listen to when I wrote. I'll play the same song on the set, and I'll check whether it is connecting or what. Like, this what I thought about. And after the film shoot is over, I'll give him the exact thing, what made me to write, what I listened to write, and what it is, how it is looking nice. And then he'll see all the reference musics of what I've given and what my vision is, and then he'll start working with a clean, fresh thing. And Ani is something like more than a technician. He's family. He's someone like he's my 4 a.m. friend now. So most of the time it won't be like jamming session and all. It is both blend. Like he wakes around 5 or 6 in the evening, and so his breakfast time is like 8, 9, and that is something that you guys never know, I think. And then he starts working on it. So when he starts working, the rest of the world will be sleeping, and he's like uh, he's visionary, and he's magic. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, and we obviously saw that magic in Vikram, and that morning BGM was a great experiment. Whose idea was it?
Anything and everything when it comes to film is all about collaboration. Over a point, you yourself will forget who said what, because in discussion it happens like that only. For everyone needs a contribution, and my only part is to take everything best out of everyone, and that is the major part what I do. And in that way, when it's this morning song was like uh, I was watching the second reel. Ani wants to show me the second reel alone, so I was watching the second reel alone. And at that time, I stopped at a particular point and said, Danny, can we just do it like this? Let the morning song uh, bring some happy faces, like being ending up in the other side. It might be a little, uh,
Awkward.
yeah, when you're watching it with family and all, you might have a little trouble watching that scene. So in that way, I told him like, let's make it funny. Let the morning become song, and you know what? He does that in 5 minutes after what I'm saying. He just
Wow.
said, "When we just listen, I'll take 5 minutes and I'll show you." He just did it in 5 minutes.
Wow. Okay. And also, yeah, like that is how Anirudh works, maybe, and that is why his work is that much applauded. Your films, all of your films are received very well by the Telugu audience. Were you surprised, and how does it feel to receive that much love from Telugu audience?
Uh, See, receiving love is always like there is no hatred in it. No, I love people, and uh, from my first film till Vikram, and I've been keep on noticing that, as you said, it has been received very well, and I could see that there in neighboring states. I used to come there. I used to watch films in theaters, and it was a shocker for me initially, like the way people received me and my films. So in that way, I'm always thankful to people, and I wish they support me more in future.
There is this rumor that is going on in the internet that you are going to make a film with our mega power star Ram Charan. Is any of it true?
Basically, I want to work with every actors, brother, and there is
Mhm.
no second thought about it. I want to work with every big actors, and Ram Charan sir is someone like we recently met, and he's such a beautiful person. Like I mean, like his hospitality and all. I didn't. I mean, I never expected that he'll be like this. And if at all that happens, then that will be a biggest film. But right now, I'm stuck with little more commitments of mine. Like I have 2 3 lineups to do, and sir would obviously have 2 3 films to do. And once everything is settled, then probably we might join and work.
Why Surya sir has Rolex?
I needed someone who's so strong and who's so powerful that even the drug lords are afraid of him. And so that I always think Surya sir has a very powerful eyes. Like his eyes is very powerful. He can convey it easily whatever he thinks. I mean, in his eyes, and then I went and narrated him, and he liked it, and he also want to try it something differently. And he's a great admirer of Kamal sir. So when all came together, and we were also been speaking a lot. Like for 5 years, I've been in touch with Surya sir with various scripts and all. So it was easy working with him, and all thanks to him for actually for believing in us.
The next thing is that Kaithi 2, is it going to be the prequel of Kaithi or is it going to be Delhi versus Rolex? Would you want to share something?
Uh, I've started writing about it. I mean,
Okay.
not really started, but I've started thinking about all the characters and all those things. And I don't think so. It'll be a prequel. I think so. It'll be a sequel, and where it all ended. And now, even if I do Vikram 2 or Kaithi 2, what happened in Vikram's end. A bounty is placed so that it'll be adrenaline from the first scene itself. So let's see.
We have a last segment, Anna, where we have only 3 questions.
Yeah.
Before going to that last segment, I just wanted to ask you about your experience working with your idol Kamal Hassan sir. Like, he's an excellent actor, writer, and also director. You being a writer director yourself, what did you gain from him, and what was that most memorable conversation that you had with him, or an experience?
Uh, from the word go, when I saw Sir for the first time, and when he asked me, "Shall we do a film?" From that word till the last day when he presented me this car where I'm sitting right now, everything was memorable, and uh, it is all memorable. I can see I can easily write a book what and all happened with the last 2 years, because many things with Kamal sir, when it comes to Kamal sir, it is very close and it's very personal to me. Like before 2 years when the lockdown happened and all, that was the time we thought of doing a film, and we signed, and I was working on the film. And during that time, I couldn't get a vehicle from Coimbatore to reach Chennai. At the time, sir sent his own Lexus to bring me from Coimbatore to Chennai. And that was the first day, like before shooting Vikram. And after 2 years, when the film got released and it became so huge and success and all, he presented me a Lexus now. And likewise, it has a lot of connections, and yeah, there are a lot of open brackets and closed brackets to it. And uh, I miss him actually. Uh, After it has been like 50 days of Vikram now, I think I've been working. I mean, I've been traveling a lot, and I'm just trying to come out of the film and get into another film, like which I'm planning to start. So it gives me more withdrawal symptoms, and that is very tough for us to say. But that's how I miss Kamal sir.
So, this is our last segment, Anna. It is
Yeah.
called The Question of Three. Three filmmakers that inspired you the most.
Indian
Indian or
filmmaker.
Indian or anywhere, like the West or
There
anything.
are not just three. There are 30 plus directors who have inspired me
But
because
you have to mention three. Anna.
I would say Kamal sir, Maniratnam sir,
Mhm, mhm.
Scorsese.
Three Kamal Hassan films that you would want everyone to watch.
Virumandi, Devar Magan, Satya.
Three favorite Telugu films.
I like all the Rajamouli sir films, and yeah, obviously Bahubali, Mahadira, and Nani. So um, I've seen many films, and I couldn't remember the
Okay.
name exactly. Uh, the film, Ottadu. Uh,
Okkadu.
yeah, Okkadu.
Gilly with yeah, Gilly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
what I
Gilly.
watched in theaters. So
Okay.
uh, I have such thing with words. I might
No worries, no
wrong
worries.
it.
Anna.
Yeah.
So, guys, that's Lokesh Kanagaraj for you. I guess ఇదే ఫస్ట్ టైం అనుకుంటా సార్ ఒక తెలుగు యూట్యూబ్ ఛానల్ కి ఒక ఇంటర్వ్యూ ఇవ్వడం. సో వీఆర్ ప్రివిలేజ్ ఫర్ దాట్. వీ హ్యాడ్ అన్ ఆసమ్ కాన్వర్సేషన్. ఇలాంటి ఇంకెన్నో కాన్వర్సేషన్స్ రావాలంటే ప్లీజ్ లైక్, షేర్ అండ్ సబ్స్క్రైబ్ టు.
Thyview.
థ్యాంక్ యూ. థ్యాంక్స్ అలాట్ అన్న. థ్యాంక్స్ అలాట్.
Thanks, brother. See you, brother. Yeah.
థ్యాంక్స్ అన్న.
Yeah.
బాయ్ అన్న.